Hello guys, kindly check this application out. When we say submit, say age is required. Good. So when we type 4, it tells us sorry age can be below 10. Okay, let's type uh, 35. It says sorry age can be above 30. How about we type the right one, which is between 10 and 30? So we say 25 is correct. So how about we add decimals? It says so please enter a valid age. So guys, let's develop this using React Hook Form version 7. If you want to type along with me, kindly install the following. 1. npm install Tailwindcss/forms. Then 2. npm install React Hook Form. Now let's do a quick one with the Tailwind CSS forms. Good. You type it there. Where is npm installed? After the installing, we copy the require. Copy that. Then you go to your tailwind.config file and paste it in a plugin. So that is that. If you have issues installing React with Tailwind, I have the link in the description below. You can check that too. So that is that. With all said and done, let's begin. Thank you very much. Let's begin by creating 2 folders in our SRC folder. Call the first one assets. Then call the second one components. Now let's take the first one, assets. Now with this folder, we have no images or spinners in this application, so we leave it blank. We move to the second one, components. Create a file and call it validate number.js. Then we call RAFCE. Good. Now instead of ordinary div, why don't we make it React.fragment? So we say React.fragment. Good. So inside that we can have our section. Then inside that we can have our div now. Then say hello. Good. Let's link that to the app.js to view on the screen. So we go to app.js, then we call validate number. Good. Let's import that. So import validate number from where? From components. Then what? Validate number. So that is that. Let's check our screen to see we get hello. Great, we get hello on the screen. So that means we're ready to go. Let's reposition everything since it's mobile first. Good. I think we're ready now. So instead of displaying hello, let's display a form. So we say form. And inside the form, we can now have a div for the background. So inside that, let's give it a class name. Let's give it bg white. Width, let's give it auto. Then height, let's give it -6. Let's give it margin mx. Let's give it 5. Then let's give it mt. Let's give it 20. Good. Make it rounded lg. Then what if? Yeah, I think that is cool for now. Now let's go and work on the header. So we say header. But with the header, let's create a div. Inside the div, let's take our p tag. Then let's call it validate number input. Okay, yeah, that's that. Let's give it a class name and call it uppercase test for Excel. Let's make it what? Font bold and what? Test standard. Good. How about that? Now let's give it a height. So we say class name equals, let's get flex, then justify center, good, then item center, then we give it a height of 28. Good, that is that. Then make it shadow. Good. So that is that. Done with the header. Now let's move to the body. So we say body section. Okay. So the body section, what do we want? Let's create a div. So inside the div, let's create another div to handle it. So inside this div, we can have our input. Inside this div, let's create the input here in this div. So we call another div. Then we say, oh sorry, let me write the comment, input section. Good. Input section. Good. So over here we can have our input. Good. Inside that, we give it a type. Type equals what? Number. Then what else again? Placeholder equals, let's give it what? Age. Then what again? Class name. Good. Let's give it what? Width, let's give it full. Height, let's give it 410. Let's give it test, also 3XL. Then what again? Let's make it rounded LG. Good. So that is that. Let's give it some margin. So we go to the mother div here, and we give it a margin. Class name equals, let's give it MX5. Good. So that is cool. Let's give some margin tab. MT16. Good. So that is that for the inputs. Now let's go to the backend. Just copy this. Give the input section. Oh, sorry. This is the input section. So we copy this for backend section. Okay. So go down, paste it there. So this is going to be BTN section. Good. So input type is what? Submit. Then value is going to be submit. Then what again? Class name. Width is going to be to fit. Height, let's make it 10. Text, let's take the text, so let's make it font bold. Then what else? Let's give it some BG. Let's give it BG yellow 900. 900. Then what? Text white. Good. Let's give some margin tab. So over here we give it the class name and say equals what? MT16. Good. Let's center it. So we say flex, justify center, and item center. Good. So that is that. Think we're ready for validation. Good. So to begin validation, let's go to where? Go to Google. Good. Go to Google, then we say React hook form. Good. enter, then get started. Now the npm install react hook form, we've done that already. So let's copy the import. Sorry, good. Let's import that. Let's make it bigger. Okay, so we can import now. So next, what do? Let's check it again. Now let's import the handle events. So we say over here, handle events. We paste that. Then we go back and go to handle submit. Copy that too. Oh, sorry. Copy that too. Then we say good. Handle submit. Good. Now it's console.log data, but I want us to do it. Alert data. Alert what? JSON don't stringify into bracket data. Good. So that is that. What else? Now let's look at the form itself. Go for the onSubmit. So we copy the onSubmit to on the form. So we copy that too. And we say form, where are you? Good. So we can say here onSubmit. Okay, now let's test it out. When we go to our form, we click submit, we should see an empty data. Good, means we're ready to go. Now next thing to do is to get events. So let's go back to the what's the name, the example. So we can see the example here. So let's copy this one, the register, copy that. Then we say yeah, after the class name, paste it there. Example, let's do it what's age. Let's call it age. Good. Age. Then required true. Let's give it age. Age is what required. Good. So that is that. Now, how do we display this error? Let's look at a sample. So this is the sample. Let's copy that. Copy that. Then we can put it here. Okay. Good. So it's what errors.example required. So let's change the name. Errors.what age, and the field is what. Let's make this dynamic too. And we say errors.age.message. Yeah, that is that. Yeah, let's check it out. So over here, when we click submit, we say age is required. Good. Now let's tell the age is required. Good. So we give it a class name. We give a span, a class name, then we say test sm test red 500. Let's check it out. Good. You realize that when you click submit, it tells you age is required. Now the box is still blue. We want that one to also change to red. So we go to the class name and also make it dynamic. Okay, so let's come to the class name. Let's make it dynamic. You take the quote off, give it a bracket. Sorry, this bracket. Good. Okay. Then we introduce the dynamic quote, which is under the escape button. So that is that. Then inside that we can have our $sign with $sign and a bracket. Then inside that we can say errors.age and what, and give us a class name called focus border red 500, focus range red 500, and border red 500. So let's check it out. So when we go and we say submit, it tells us what age is required, and the border also and the focus also turns red. So that's with the error message. Now let's look at the mean and max values. Okay, so to do that too, we go back to the after the age is required, give it a comma, then we introduce the mean. Yeah, so we say mean at mean what, give us the value 10, and the message is what, sorry, age can't be below 10. Okay, so likewise we do for the max. Good. So at max 2, we say value 30, and message is going to be what, sorry, age can't be above 30. Okay, so let's check that out. So when we go back and run it and type, let's say we type 5, nothing happened because we need to click the submit button before it validates the error. We don't want it that way. We want to, as we type, it validates. So we introduce mode. Okay, so let's go to the form here and introduce a mode. So over here we say give us mode bracket what, give it what, untouched. So untouched means when you leave the input, it validates. So let's check it out. So when we say 5 and leave there, it says valid, sorry, age can't be below 10. So likewise we go to maybe 35, say sorry, age can't be above 30. Get it? So unless we go between, so let's say 25, then we're okay. So that is that, guys. Next thing to work on is the pattern, so that we make sure we don't accept decimals. Okay, since it's age, we don't need decimals. So let's work on that. So with that, we go back to the register section again, give it a comma. Good. Then we put the pattern there again. So we say pattern, give us what, use the value, the regular expression. This I had it from Google, so I'll leave the link in the description below. You can check it out. Then the message is please enter a valid age. Okay, so that is that with the decimal validation, so we can check it out. So when we go and we say 25.266 and click out, it says what, please enter a valid age. 14.2 say please enter a valid age. So unless you make it a whole number, so that is that, guys. So finally we submit, it tells age is what, 19. Good. So let's make it responsive, then we can say goodbye. So we go to the mother div here, Okay, mother div here. Okay, then no, not here. This is the body. Let's go to the mother div here. Okay, it's the mother div. Then we at sm give us the width full. Then at medium screen give us the width should be what, 4/5. Then at same medium screen make the this thing mx make it what, auto. Then also at large screen do the same thing, make the width what, 2/5. Then make the mx what, auto. Okay, so that's let's check it out. So when we make it bigger, the way you can see it's what, it's responsive. So that is that, guys. Thank you so much for sticking through. Don't forget to do good. Catch you in the next one. Say peace.